Good evening, fellow aquarium scientists. Hope everybody is doing well. I apologize for the change in schedule, but hopefully we'll have some people coming in, so we'll just give it a moment for the notifications to go out and for people to trickle in if they can. But I hope everybody's Saturday is going well. Appreciate it, Coro. Thank you very much for stopping by. Oh, there, first class fish. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Just waiting on a few more people to trickle in, and we can get started. Good evening, Jenna. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. I'll be right back. Give me one moment. Okay. Hey there, Scotty. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. So you've got two channels. I was confused when the one posted it went live and there were hardly any videos on it. I guess that's your business one. Yes. So I have two YouTube channels. This one is like my personal aquarium channel, aquarium educational channel, and then Atlantic Aquariums is your typical, business YouTube channel. So the thing with the Atlantic Aquariums YouTube channel was I had a channel before, but it was on an account that I didn't want it on, if that makes sense. And so I decided, because I had an email account that's solely dedicated to like the social media aspect of Atlantic Aquariums, and so I wanted to basically move the channel to that account, if that makes sense. So, but unfortunately, in order for that to happen, I had to basically delete the old channel, which means I lost all the subscribers that were there before, as well as any videos that were on it, and basically started brand new. So there's not going to be a lot of content on there right now. There'll be live streams here and there on that channel, for like unboxings and things like that. But I want to wait until I have a space that I can produce professional videos that you would see a business create for their YouTube channel, and that's not going to be anytime soon. Um, so yeah. But if you did subscribe to that channel, I do appreciate it. It's very kind of you. If I'm reading the chats correctly, there were snails that went for $25 each. What kind of diamond encrusted snails are those? Pagoda snails? Excuse me. Oh, wow. These? Okay, now I can see why they might go for 25 each. But that's still crazy. And let me share my screen. So if any of you who are not familiar with what pagoda snails look like, you'll know because I didn't know. Doesn't that look crazy? It's $10.99 over here. Aquatic Arts. Trying to get some information like scientific names and things like that. But I do. Oh, wait, it is up here. Brodia pagadula. Okay. Never heard of these guys. Oh, they're a burrowing snail too. So they are known to burrow themselves deep in substrate, but will show themselves frequently if tank conditions are ideal. They tend to prefer sandy substrate, and they have been known to munch on more delicate live plants such as Riccia. So be warned if you have a planted tank. So not really planted tank friendly, it seems like. But it also, because it's a burrowing snail, it means it can keep your substrate like mixed up and fresh, and no gas spots might form or no like debris will clump up in there, if that makes sense. So definitely great for that, for sure. Oh, go away. Diet. Other than algae and waste, pagoda snails eat invertebrate pellets, flake foods, and cooked vegetables such as zucchini, kale, spinach, or cucumber. And their origin is Thailand, Myanmar, or Burma. Interesting. Cool. Yeah, my plan was to get in snails too for the website, but not a lot of variety I have access to, except for like the different color variants of the apple slash mystery snails. Uh, oh yeah, that's right, Rob from Flip Aquatics. I can't speak today. Sorry guys, it's been a rough day for me. So my pronunciation and enunciations are going to be very poorly today. Aquarium Club of Lancaster. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Rob was going to be speaking um, at Scotty's club. Hopefully, the group buy went well as well. The group order for members. But yeah, cool. So it's got 4 people in. That's fine. So I just wanted to talk about a few things, nothing too major. Scotty, since you're here, hopefully you're actually looking at the screen. So Scotty purchased a filter sock from me for his water changes, and I just wanted to show it off. I was gonna showcase I was gonna show it to Scotty as like a little surprise, but might as well show it because I think it's just cool. But like, it's got the logo on it. Ain't that cool? So this is the Simplicity filter sock. This is the drawstring one, so it doesn't have like that traditional plastic ring on it. So it's great for hanging up or hooking it to something like a hose or anything like that. And so Scotty purchased one to try out. It's the 4-inch one in terms of diameter, but I believe it's like 14 inches long, if I remember correctly. So it's pretty long. Fortunately, they didn't have anything shorter than 14 inches, but the diameter is 4 inches. And yeah, so this is adamant to the fact that I'm staking my name and reputation on this brand. Simplicity is a good brand. I do like their stuff, and they do have a good reputation. So I was more than happy to ask them to put my uh, brand name on it. But yeah. So yeah, that was one thing I wanted to show off. Um, since we're on the topic of Atlantic aquariums, another thing I wanted to point, and I do apologize. I know some people kind of get a little antsy when talks of businesses and self promotions are going on, but the reason I'm mentioning it here now is because when I was doing the live stream on Atlantic Aquariums um, the day before yesterday, there wasn't a lot of people there. So I want to make sure that everybody is aware of it. Um, so let me pull up Atlantic Aquariums. Also, if you're a site member or you subscribe to the mailing list or the newsletter, you've probably received an email already about it. But I still want to put it out there. So okay. So we're gonna go take a trip to the plants and macroalgae section. So I've been getting a lot of people asking me when are plants coming in stock, when are plants coming in stock, I want to buy stuff, this, that, yada yada yada. So what I have decided, so during the live stream on the Atlantic Aquariums channel, I basically pitched an idea that I wanted some feedback on, and I got some encouraging uh feedback on it. Some of the people said you should definitely go for it. So basically what I'm doing, so I'm going to try to make sure I can explain this properly. So if you like for example, if I click Pogostemon deckensis, right? So it's out of stock, and I've been encouraging you to hit the notify when available button, so that way I get an idea that, oh, there's people that are interested in a particular plant. So I want to make sure that when I do my next plant order, I'll get it in. So what I've decided to do is, if you placed a notify when available request, um, if you placed a request for that for whatever plant, specifically Tropica, so I'm only focusing on the Tropica plants. Now, if you're not sure which plants are from Tropica, because I do source plants from other places as well, although I am majority Tropica. If you look at the filters thing on the side here, there's a section for Tropica specifically. You click on that. Every plant you see here is Tropica, majority of the potted, for the potted at least. Because with the tissue culture, you can easily tell it's Tropica. But all these plants are Tropica, so I'm only focusing on these guys specifically. And so if you placed a notify when available request, those plants, as long as Tropica has them in stock, which I received their stock list yesterday. No, the day before yesterday, I believe, because today's a Saturday. Um, as long as it is available, those plants are now open for pre-order. So what the reason I'm doing that is, you place a pre-order, that tells me that you definitely want to buy that plant that you requested back in stock. And then with your purchase, it's giving me enough of a help in terms of the financial side of things to order the plants in. And then once the plants come in, they will be shipped out to you. So like for example, trying to find a plant that has been requested. So Ludwigia palustris super red was a plant that was requested back in stock. So if you click on that, you can pre-order, and it tells you information of when the plant's gonna come or when they're expected to ship. So these plants will be expected to ship hopefully after the 23rd. And I have here, I knew that people might get confused with this right here. What that means is I ship out orders Monday through Wednesday. So the orders will be shipped out after the 23rd, and they're going to be shipped out through Monday through Wednesday, if that makes sense, in hopes that you will get your shipment in that same week, and they don't stay in the warehouses or whatever during the Sunday or whenever they're off or closed or whatever. Um, um, so now there weren't a lot of plants that were requested back in stock, to be fair. So what I've also done is I've also put in some plants for pre-ordered that I just haven't gotten it at all. I've never gotten them in yet, or it's been a while since I've gotten them in, and I would kind of like to bring them back in stock. So something like cardamom lyrida. This is a plant I've yet to get in, and so I put that into pre-order. If there are people interested in that, I will get it in. Cypress helferi was a plant that I got in that did not sell until Kelly Foreman bought all of all of them. But I love Cypress helferi. I think it's a gorgeous plant. I think it looks really nice. It almost gives you like that stereotypical seaweed look that you would kind of see in like drawings and cartoons and whatnot. And so it's a plant that I myself hope to use in one of my aquascapes. Hint hint, and I think looks good in any aquascape. So I would like to get them back in and see them sell, but it's up to demand, of course. So that's another plant that technically nobody requested, but I would like to get back in stock. And then was there another one? Yep. So Cryptochronie austeriana. It's one of the largest species of crypt. Like they get pretty big. I got this in once, and from my understanding, I think during the clash, I was able to sell maybe a pot or two, but the remainder, unfortunately, ended up losing. They didn't really sell. Um, but I think it's a gorgeous plant, and I would like to get them in, and so that is also available for pre-order. Um, and then Alternanthera renicia rosenervig, I think, was requested back in stock. I think one person requested it in. I've got a love-hate relationship with Alternanthera right now. But if there's a demand for it, I'll get it in. And then there's a few tissue cultures, I believe, that were also requested back in stock. So there are some tissue cultures that are also up for pre-order. I think one of them was actually, um, oh shoot, I didn't put that in back in stock. So I'm gonna do that towards after the live stream. But um, this plant here, Autoricularia graminifolia, is supposed to be pre-order. It is a advanced category carpeting plant, and it is carnivorous. So it likes to feed on microscopic invertebrates and things like that. But somebody requested it for back in stock, so it's going to be back in stock. And then I think there was another carpeting plant. Yep, Marsilia hirsuta is a nice plant that I've worked with myself. It's an easy category carpeting plant, so that one's also available for pre-order. So here's what's gonna basically happen with this is if people definitely want to get these plants in, they'll place the pre-order by Monday. So I'm giving it till the end of tomorrow. If I don't get a decent amount of pre-orders, and the reason the reason it's such a tight deadline is because I want to make sure I send out the order form to Tropica in time so that none of these plants end up going out of stock. Because it does happen where I send a purchase request or a purchase order, and I end up finding out that, oh, this plant is no longer available. So I want to make sure that I get the plants that you asked for in, and so giving it Monday, maybe Tuesday, depending on how many orders I get in. If I don't get enough orders, any pre-orders that were placed in will be refunded, um, because it's just not going to be enough for me or worth it, in all honesty, for me to order them in right now. The only reason I would be able to order any plants in is if people took advantage of this pre-order thing that I'm doing. Otherwise, it's gonna be another wait to get plants in because it's tough right now. So that's one thing. I hope it makes sense. If you have any questions or anything, just put them in the comments section or just email me later on, and I will get back to you and help you out however way you need to. Somebody also did place a back in stock notification for the mystery plant pack for the medium category. Um, the problem with that is in order for me to bring that back in stock, I need to bring in a lot of medium category plants in stock, and a lot of the plants that are in the pre-order thing are easy to maintain. Oh, another plant is Anubias gracilis. Um, I would need to bring in a lot of medium category plants in order for me to bring that back in stock. So, you know. Now, if somebody placed a notify when available request for a plant that is currently not pre-order, um, I'm as long as it's available for me to order in, I will add that as a pre-order option, and then you just want to make sure you check back and then place that order if you like, and then I'll basically take off one of the other plants that weren't requested back in stock. I'll take those off. So don't feel like this is all you have to, these are the only options you have. Like, feel free to request any other plants in. It's just that the stuff that was requested in, there wasn't a lot of options. So now let me go back to chat because I haven't been looking at chat. Oh, hey there, Nick. Thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you're doing okay. Hello there, Zen. Thank you very much. How many of each do you need? Any way to tell how many have been ordered so we can order what's needed to meet the minimum? So for pots, for each species of potted plant, it's 5 minimum per species that I would have to order in. So let's say, for example, if you placed a back in stock request for the Ludwigia Plustres Super Red, right? But you only want one pot. That's totally fine. Place that pre-order. And then when the plants come in, you'll get your one pot, but then I have 4 pots still remaining. So then I would have to hopefully sell those out. But at least the concept behind it is like, from you buying that one pot, maybe you bought a few of the other pots of species of plants, if that makes sense. You're helping financially for me to restock, basically. That's for lack of a better phrase or explanation. Um, um, so like when the plants do come in, that pre-order will go away and it'll be add to cart. So, I would have Ludwigia Plustres Super Red in stock now. So anybody else that visits the website or wherever, they'll see, oh, Ludwigia Plustres is back in stock, or the Cypress Hellfire is back in stock, or the Cardamom Loretta is back in stock. So that's kind of the concept behind it. But basically, for pots, it's 5 minimum of 5 per species. For the tissue cultures, it is 3 cups per species. In terms of like how many have been ordered so far, I have gotten 0 pre-orders in so far. Nobody has bought anything or pre-ordered anything, so it's still open. So Cypress helfera is great. I just prefer it grown as it would in nature. I did grow it in a hill stream tank with CO2. Yeah, Cypress helfera definitely would look. It definitely deserves to be in a fast flowing hill stream type of setup. It just gives it that wavy, At least to me, I like them in that type of setup. But it's a great plant. And when Kelly bought the remainder pots or whatever stock I had of it, she said they're doing great. So I'm very happy for that. And they were doing well in my care as well, which is very important as well. Hey there, Steven. Thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you're doing all right, my friend. Yeah, it's an advanced category plant. So you need highlighting, you need good CO2, nutrition, you need everything for that plant to do well. Yeah, and if you plant it in a non CO2 tank, it's gonna struggle. But payday is Friday. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I can wait until next week, like the end of next week, when I get the next week's stock list. But then there's no guarantee that the plants that are available for pre-order now would be available for pre-order then because of Tropica's stock, if that makes sense. So like right now I can get in the Ludwigia Cluster Super Red. There's no guarantee it's going to be available next week for me to order it, you know? So I have no issues with waiting, I'm not ordering anything in, but I'm just, because of the fact that I have so much that's not in stock, and a lot of people are really like anxious for me to get stuff in and things like that. Like I'm trying to figure out ways to accommodate, um, and this is what I could come up with. So yeah. But I mean, Scotty, that doesn't mean that you won't have the ability to order anything in. I mean, if I do end up getting the plants in, you can wait until you get your next paycheck and purchase whatever's in stock. Is Lindemacia rotundifolia on there? No, it is not. I do not have that in stock or on the website in general, at least to my knowledge. Actually, I have so many plants in here. Half of them I don't even remember if I still have. Okay, let me take a look. But I don't think so. First class. I don't even think I can get that in. Let me see if I can get that in. Let me stop sharing for a second because I don't want to show the stock list by accident. Uh, I'm checking the Tropica thing right now. Most likely it's not available through Tropica, but it might be available through my other wholesaler. So I can check that too. Sorry, I was supposed to talk about other stuff and not take too much time talking about this, but I want to make sure I answer your guys' questions. Hang on, hang on. Ooh, this is interesting. I want to make sure that. So, first class, were you referring to Lindernia rotundifolia, Lindernia rotundifolia? Is that the plant you are? My spelling was wrong. Okay, if that's the plant you're referring to, technically, yes. And actually, it might even be on the website. Maybe. Maybe not. Nope, it's not. Okay, it's not on the website, but it is available through Tropica. The problem is it's out of stock right now. They don't have it. Um, Let me actually pull up the thing on Tropica's website. So let's take a field trip to Tropica. Why not? I love those guys. So let me share my screen. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Also, let me know if you guys can hear me okay, if there's any issues or anything. I know the voice quality is not as good, but let me hide that for now. Okay, so we're gonna go to plants, uh, pots, and then there it is. Yep, there you go. So that's the plant. And then there's even a video. So there's a video of probably George Farmer talking about it. Maybe not. I don't know. It's a cool looking plant. It's a stem plant. It's easy category. It is technically it is Lindernia rotundifolia variegated. So it's variegated because it has the variegated leaves. So that's cool. Grows on the sandy banks along streams in Asia. So it could do well in a sand substrate, apparently, if you want to do a biotope style. But obviously, make sure it's boosted with nutrients. Um, yeah, cool plant. Yeah, so first class is available through Tropica. It's just not in stock right now. But that being said, because hang on, so hold that thought. Um, So Scotty says, I think the short time frame may hurt if it doesn't work this time around. Can it be extended? Give time for it to be promoted. Also want to talk to you about doing something like that for a group by okay. Yeah, we can talk about it. Um so here's the thing. And first class, this might benefit you as well. Um I am if I don't get any pre-orders, I will actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna do that because it'll just confuse people. I will wait until the end of this coming week. All right, that'll give time for people to get the hear the word and things like that. And then if there are any other back in stock requests that come in, I'll work some stuff out and get stuff for available for pre-order. If I have to personally email the individual, I'll even do that just to let them know that hey, if you still want this plan, you can at least pre-order it. Um, and then hopefully when the next stock list comes in, um, hopefully some of the plants that are out of stock will come in stock, and the plants that are currently in stock stay in stock. Now if a plant is does come out of stock, the pre-order option will not be available. So if you were to revisit the or or for lack of a better term, if you already placed a pre-order and the plant is no longer available for me to order in, I will reach out to you, let you know, and then basically, refund the order, or um, your pre-order will be held until I can get that plan. Actually, no, I can't even do that because the payment processor that I use has a thing regarding pre-orders, so I can't even do that. Never mind. You'll get a refund. Um, so scratch I'll give it till Monday or whatever, and then I'll wait until the next week, end of next week, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm very confusing. Hello there, Life Lessons. Thank you very much for stopping by. Hope you're doing okay. Okay. Yep. Yep. It's available through Tropica. It's just not available right now. But I will get it on the website as well, so that way, that way, you can hit the notify, or I'll even put it on the website as a pre-order, and then you can place the pre-order if you like. Uh, no pressure or anything, but you know, because I've been hearing a lot of when are you getting plants back in stock, when are you getting plants back in stock, and so here's your opportunity to snag plants. If I could get a George Farmer endorsement, I would be in heaven. Hell, if Jen Williams, George Farmer, any of those two, I am happy to be your mentee. If you are willing to put me have me as a mentee, I'll be very content. Because I've seen I've seen aquascaping demonstrations and talks from people who were mentees of Takashi Amano, and I'm like, oh, what I would do to be a mentee of a renowned aquascaper. Um, yeah, I love George Farmer. He's a great guy, and Jen Williams I've met in person many times, and we're good friends. So I would love to work with either of them for sure. Exactly. Exactly, Zen. When I first saw that plan going through the stock list and the website in general, that's literally what I thought. Was it? Isn't that's just a variegated bacopa? But it's not. It's a totally different thing. There's a variety of it that farmer said the lower parts don't get brown, unusual for a stem plant. But I looked for it on Tropica site and it's not there yet. He said it's a Tropica plant. Interesting. So he wasn't referring to this variant then. I'm assuming. Where did he first class, if he mentioned it in a video or something like that, please send me the link to that through email if you can. Um or Discord even, because I know you're on Discord too. So just send it to me on Discord if he mentioned it in like a video, if you can find it, of course. Because I need more context in terms of like exactly what he mentioned. You'd think I'd remember this, but I don't. um yeah, if you can find the video on it, let me know, and then I can do some investigating. Keep in mind there have been plants that used to be available from Tropica, but they ended up being phased out either because they just couldn't really propagate it well, or it just wasn't a popular plant. It didn't sell. So to make way for newer plants. So um, that could also be a thing. Is like at the time it was available to from Tropica, but it's no longer available. Um, And yeah, Zen for sure. George has a lot of cool connections. I mean, he's friends with Ty Streetman, who himself has brought in some very rare plants. Like he has a carpeting nymphoides or nymphea, excuse me. So a carpeting lily plant, or a lotus plant, and he gave some to MD FishTanks, and it's a gorgeous plant, and I would love to get my hands on it. Um, but it's not in the hobby. It's not really much in the hobby. It's a rare. It's a really rare plant. It could be. It could just be a plant that's just not available in the U.S. for sure. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. He doesn't present himself as like a renowned aquascaper, but you know, in my eyes, he is. He makes beautiful aquascapes. He's very informative, very knowledgeable of the art, and I would love to learn his ways. uh, and he's a very humble guy, which is another thing I love about him. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you can find that video, definitely share it with me because I'm very curious. Uh, yeah, that is true, but I'm pretty sure that if you were to get a hold of him somehow or comment or ask the question in a live stream that he's a part of, I'm sure he might be able to answer it. But it can be very tricky. But you also have to understand, first class, that when it comes to fertilization, it depends on the size of your tank, what plants you're keeping in there, and the needs, your livestock. There's a whole science behind fertilization that you know you can ask for, like, what's your fertilization schedule and things like that, how much do you fertilize or this or that, as like a bulk, as like a way to kind of figure out how much you should fertilize. But there's a lot of factors that go into it, so it could just be that there's no point in him talking about it because it's different for each tank. Like, if I have multiple planet tanks here, I guarantee you that each tank would have its own dosage of fertilization. So yeah. Yeah, he himself makes sure that people are aware that he's not as knowledgeable about fish as he is knowledgeable about plants. So when it comes to like fish advice and things like that, he himself even says, like, I can't really give you much knowledge about them, but you know, but he loves them. He loves fish nonetheless. Just not that much knowledgeable about it. No, I'm not aware of that video. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have to catch up on a lot of videos. Um, um, yeah, it's just I have to catch up on a lot of stuff. It's just been um very stressful. And so when I'm on YouTube, I'm mainly just trying to find stuff that is just going to make me shut my brain off for a little bit. Or not just on YouTube. I'm not like a YouTube fanatic where I'm always on YouTube. Like, I like to watch cable television as well. I put on Discovery or the Science Channel or whatever. I don't do any of the streaming stuff because I'm old fashioned that way. But yeah, I've got a lot of catching up to do on his and like a lot of other people's channels for sure. Yeah, I'm currently in the process of trying to understand Wallstead more. Um, it's just something that I'm currently just staying away from. I'm a traditional fish keeper guy. Weekly water changes, traditional filtration, you know, feed a varied diet, stuff like that. It's worked fine for me. Fish are happy for the most part. If you're on Discord, you know. But Yeah, stuff like that that I'm just not too familiar with. I haven't, to be fair, I haven't even tried it, but I need to do my research. I need to figure out what it's generally about before I can really say anything about it. But you do have a point, Rebecca. I'm really aware of FERTs and all that, but it need not be that complicated unless we want to make it that way. Dosing is simple, for example. Yeah, it's the way that I look at it is it is a science in itself. If you dose too much, you're going to end up with an algae outbreak. If you dose too little, your plants aren't getting anything. You know, um, water testing is a big key factor in it. Figuring out exactly what macro and micronutrients your tank even needs is very important to know. So yeah, it should not be as complicated as it is, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, yeah. Okay, so need to stay on track. All right, so that's the pre-order stuff. Let me know if you have any questions or anything about it. Um, you have a week to ask any questions or place your pre-orders or whatever the case might be, and we'll go from there. So in the world of fish news, so we're gonna move away from plants for a little bit because I see myself nowadays just talking about plants, and I'm an avid fish guy, so I want to talk about my baby fishies. Um, they're in the world of in the world of, and you would think I'd make a video about this, but I probably will at some point talking about like the processes of renaming and reclassifying fish and things like that, and you probably now understand what I'm talking about. So, excuse me. So, a group of catfish have recently been reclassified, and they were a lot of these species, genus species, were classified in the Corridora category, and they are no longer a part of that. So, let me actually pull up the thingy. I did have it pulled up, and now I have to find it again. Yep, here it is. So, yep. So this basically is it's from Tropical Fish Keeping UK. Um, But this is the main paper. So it's basically phylogenomic analysis in the complex neotropical subfamily Corydoridinae, Scyliformes, Calicothidae, with a new classification based on morphological and molecular data. Basically, they revisited all the Cory cats, did a very in-depth genomic and molecular analysis of them, as well as morphological, and determined that some of these fish are not like the others and are now in their own separate category. So yeah, a very interesting read if you're really like passionate about Corydoras and like the whole that stuff. And Rebecca, I'm actually going to at some point invite you on one of my live streams to actually talk about this stuff, or we can talk about collaborating on a video because I would definitely like your input on this. But yeah, so pretty interesting stuff. I still got to read a bit more on it to fully grasp it. But welcome to the world of biological sciences and taxonomy. Always changing scientific taxonomies on us. They make up information. Well, I was able to pull up the actual form because I didn't see the link to it until just now, but that was the actual journal article. But anyway, I'll disagree on FERTs causing algae. L proves that. Okay. Not the type of experience I've had, but it could be something else. I might be wrong. I'm prone to being wrong. And yes, Rebecca, I do agree. Even though I haven't finished it yet, but it's always fascinating. Really fascinating stuff. But yeah, that was another thing that's pretty cool. I'm hoping to do something talking about that, or at least using this as an example to talk about the nitty gritty of yeah, sorry, lost my train of thought. But yeah. What else was there that I wanted to talk about? The macroalgae setup, there is a hold on that right now. I was supposed to get something in for it, and the shipping ended up being a bit too much than I thought it would be. I actually thought it was going to be free shipping, but that was not the case. So I had to wait a little bit on the ability to pay for the shipping, and I finally was able to do that. So that item will hopefully come in next week, and then I should actually be good to go. Actually, so pretty excited about that. But yeah. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Because I've got nothing else to talk about. At least in the current thing. EL requires removal of excess FERTs with dilution and assumes full bioavailability of nutrients, which can be affected by your water chemistry. That's when algae takes its opportunity. Definitely will take a closer look at it. I am familiar with it. I just haven't really dove deep into that. Um, but I'm open to looking into it. But basically, when when it comes to me speaking of my experiences, you have to be careful with ferts. It is important, but if you do not dose properly, it's going to cause issues. So, okay. So, if there are no other questions or comments or concerns, I think we will call it a night. Um, Thank you everybody for stopping by, for the constant support and encouragement. I absolutely appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy the remainder of your weekend. Um, um, Sorry, I'm hearing voices upstairs and it's distracting. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. Shoot me an email or a text or message on Discord or however way you can get a hold of me. If you have any questions or any issues about anything, I'll be happy to help in any way that I can. But with that being said, guys, take care of yourselves. Take care of your tanks. Make sure you do your weekly water changes, and I will see you around. Have a nice night. Oh, and thank you to the moderators. And if you're watching the replay, I apologize that you missed the actual live stream, but make sure you hit that like button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss another live stream. With that being said, take care. I promise I'm a professional.